Hey folks, welcome to another installment of our Wicked Arm Pump Wednesday. This is my first installment, so I just want to start off by giving a huge thank you to Coach Lauren for helping me out last week with the video. Had some crazy complications with the move, but we are all good now, so it was a little bit hectic, so thank you, Lauren, for helping me out with that video last week. But hope you guys are looking forward to a Wicked Arm Pump today. We are going to get it going with a new warm-up. We have a couple of things that we're going to be doing in this warm-up that you guys have seen before, starting off with a tall plank with an alternating shoulder tap, just getting your upper body and abdominals going at the same time. We're going to have 5 on each right here. Going to be in that tall plank position, alternating each side as you go, 5 each, total of 10. Bracing up your abdominals, tapping the opposite shoulder. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Next, we are going to get into a tall plank to down dog. So from that same tall plank position, pushing the hips up and back into that down dog position. Here we go, hips go up and back, getting a good stretch, back to the tall plank position, and again. So here's 2, 3, 4, one more, and there's 5. Okay. Next, we're going to get into some mini band external rotation. So if you do have a mini band, fantastic. I'll have you follow along with me. If you don't, you can use either a band like this or a band like this for this as well. And I'll show you that variation afterwards. But first, I'm going to start off by putting this mini band right around our wrists, and our elbows are going to be right at a 90-degree angle. Keeping the chest tall and standing up nice and tall. Elbows locked in by our sides and not moving. We're just externally rotating and coming back to the beginning. Coming out, back in. So there's 3. We're getting 15 right here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So again, keeping the chest tall, abs are engaged, standing up as tall as we can, making sure we don't round at the back because that might feel uncomfortable. I'll show you guys the variation. So if you have a band like this, and you could actually do it the same way I would use this, you could use this right here. It's just going to be a palm up variation where you're actually grabbing hold of the band. So again, keeping your chest up and standing up nice and tall, palms up, elbows bent at 90 degrees, and we're just pulling, externally rotating right there. Again, keeping the elbows right by your sides the whole time, not allowing them to shift off the body as you externally rotate, so not coming out like that, keeping those elbows locked in as we go outwards. So again, that was 15 right there. Now we're going to move on to a band pull apart. So you're going to need a band like this. You also could use a band like this, but unfortunately you won't be able to use a mini band for this one. So grabbing whichever band feels good for you. What you can do is either sandwich your band like this, or you could just use one of them right here. We're going to be getting 15 reps of a band pull apart. So you're going to keep your chest tall, arms are out and right around shoulder width as we're grabbing. Then from here, just pulling right across till it touches your chest, and coming right back to that beginning position. We're staying tall the whole time, keeping the chest up and getting 15. Pinch the shoulder blades. Once we get to right here, going right back to that starting position. So that is 5. We got 10 more. There's 7, 8. Show you the side view. 9, 10. So the band does touch my chest. 11. But I stay in control the whole time. 13, 14, and 15. Okay. So that's 15 right there. We're going to move on into our next exercise for the warm-up. An exercise we've done in the past is going to be some bent over alternating flies. So we're going to bend over and hinge at our hips right here, pushing the hips back. From here, we're going to Y up. So creating a V or a Y with our hands. One arm comes down as we keep the chest up and back. Other side and back. Getting 5 each. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, both arms down. One more exercise for our warm-up. It is going to be another one that we've done in the past. It is the A-frame. So hinging back. We're going to have one arm locked in at our knee right here. Other arm opens up as we look at the hand. So looking at the hand as we open up, keeping the chest tall, never keeping down. We're going to have 5, 3, 4, and 5. Other side, so lock it in. Now the other hand into the knee and opening up with the other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that is it for our warm-up today. We're going to grab a drink of water, and we are going to get into our workout. So for our first grouping of exercises, we're going to start off with a superset of 2 exercises. We're going to have some banded overhead presses and some band curls. Both are going to be for 15 repetitions, completed back to back, and we're going to rest for whatever we need, keeping it as best we can under 1 minute. Let's try and keep it under that minute rest. So I'll show you a couple of variations. What I'm going to use, I'll actually show you what I'm using first. So if you have a band like this, fantastic. If not, no worries, I'll show you another variation. So for our banded overhead press, what I would recommend is stepping on right in the middle with one of your heels, and then we're going to actually step through, bring it to right behind our shoulders. Let me actually get myself right in the view right here. So you'll see that I actually stepped through right here as I have one of my heels on. Chest is tall. It's just more comfortable this way. You can do it this way. I find it a little bit less comfortable, so I actually step through, chest tall. I'm going to be pressing straight upwards towards the ceiling, doing my overhead presses. So that's our first exercise. Then we're going to get into some band curls, which I'll actually step backwards now for. So I now have my opposite foot behind that front foot that's stepping on the band. I'm just keeping my chest tall, and I'm doing some curls coming upwards, which will also be for 15 repetitions. So that's one way you can do this. If you don't have access to bands like this, you can use a square loop band like or a looped band like this. So right here, what we're going to do for our overhead presses is you can either step with 1 foot or both feet. I'll show you both feet right here. I'm going to step in pretty narrow. I'm going to bring this band right up to my shoulders, and then I'm just pressing overhead. And this is a perfectly great alternative that you can do as well. I personally just prefer to hold on to handles as I'm pressing overhead. So I have these, I can use them. But if you don't, this is a perfectly good alternative. And then going straight from that overhead press, so once you get those overhead presses in, your curls are going to be just like this, and you're going to be performing hammer curls right here. So I'll show you a side view. So just coming right from those, again, chest tall, and we're just getting hammer curls right here. That's going to be for 15 repetitions. So going back to back, 15 each. Again, I'm going to use this guy, but feel free to use whichever you have, or if you only have one, you're going to be stuck with that one. So 15 reps of our overhead press to start. Again, I'm going to put my foot down on the band, make sure it's even. I'm going to step through. I'm getting 15 reps right here. Standing up nice and tall, pressing straight overhead. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Stepping back now, 15 curls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, show you side view, and all the way down, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. making sure you get that full range all the way up and all the way down. So that wasn't too crazy, so I'm only gonna rest a little bit before I get into my next one. I know this will get much more intense as I go. And actually, in the meantime, I'm gonna turn my air conditioner up a little bit. Woo. There we go, that's a little bit better. So happy for air conditioning. It is toasty out there. All right, into the second set. Again, starting off with those overhead presses, making sure my band is even. Got my heel on the band, stepping through with the other leg, bringing it up, chest is tall, head is up, abs are engaged, pressing overhead. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, get right into these curls. You can go right into them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Woo, really feeling that one. Just because I can, I'll actually use the other band to show you a full set of what it would be like with more of that looped band coming up next. A little bit of rest, and I'll crank out that final set. So with the looped band, I'll actually step with both feet. I prefer to do both feet quite narrow, though. You see that my feet are pretty narrow. A way to make it more challenging, though, is if you actually widen out your feet and you bring it up. The wider your feet are, it's just taking up slack on the band. And when more slack is taken up, you're gonna have more pounds of pressure on there. The tighter this band gets, the harder it gets. So if you grab it closer, this is gonna be a lot harder than trying to pull from right there. So the more tension you have on the band, it will get harder. Widening out your stance will make this exercise more challenging. So finding a good stance that works for you. For me, I'm going to keep mine about hip width, bringing it up, and overhead presses. We got 15. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, we can go right into these hammer curls with the band. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. That is it for that set right there. We are done with our first superset. Let's rest up. Arms should be feeling it now. Definitely getting pretty pumped. Definitely about to get more pumped though. All right. Coming up next, we're going to have some banded push-ups paired up with some banded tricep overhead extensions. So let me show you both of these right now. What I recommend for the banded push-ups, one of these bands would actually be best. Fine. Now, if push-ups are already mighty challenging for you as is, don't use the band. Don't worry about the band. What I want you to focus on is we're going to be getting 10 reps of push-ups. Do the hardest variation of push-up that you can do. But if you can manage these band push-ups, then go for it. Test yourself. But do the hardest variation of a push-up that you can do and find a band that works for you. Some bands might be a little bit too heavy. It's all about finding a proper band for you if you are able to handle these banded push-ups. So what I do is I grab hold, I'm going to loop it around the back, and I actually allow my elbows to come through right here. So you'll notice that I have the band coming below and above my elbows, and it's kind of resting on my arms right here as I'm going to do these push-ups. It's a little bit awkward getting into this push-up position, just kneeling down, Gonna have your hands on the ground. We're just doing regular old push-ups with this band looped around our back. You'll notice that the band right here is just giving me added resistance. So I'm gonna brace up my abdominals right here, and then I'm just doing push-ups like normal. Whew. I can already tell those are gonna be pretty crazy. Straight after that, we're gonna stand up. Like I said, we have some banded tricep overhead extensions. Now this is a unique one to get into. What I would recommend is putting the band on the ground. I'm actually gonna put my heel in, but then the band is behind me. So you can see when I put the heel in, the band is behind me. I'm gonna bring this band now all the way overhead. So you notice that the band is looped up around my heel right here as I bring this behind my back. I'm gonna be extending straight upwards like that. Now this is gonna be simulating a cable overhead tricep extension where you have the cable behind you, so you're using the rope attachment, and we're doing an overhead extension. That's why I have this band looped around my heel and in back of my body, kind of simulating that cable from behind. So let's grab a drink. We got 3 rounds. We're gonna have 10 reps per exercise, treating it how we just did with the overhead press and your band curls back to back, and then trying to keep it under 1 minute of rest. All right, so let's get to it. All right, feels good to get back into some band stuff. All right, folks, push-ups to start. Again, we got 10. Again, if these band push-ups are too challenging, feel free just to do whatever push-up feels good for you. All right. Let's get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, those are hard. All right. So, again, gonna get my heel around, doing an awkward grab around of the band. Get it in a position like this, and then we're extending overhead. So my abs are engaged, I'm standing up tall, hands come up and slightly out, keeping the elbows tight, so not letting them flare out, keeping them tight right here. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wow. Man, oh man. Some good stuff. I am sweating now. Whew. Might have to adjust my air conditioner again. I just don't want to make it too loud so you guys can hear me. But I'm pretty loud as is. Let's see what we can do. Put the temperature down a little bit. All right. So let's start to get ready for the next one. Don't want to take too much time for rest, like I was saying. I can already tell this one's going to get a lot harder. Okay. Set number 2, let's do it. Push up position, treating it like normal. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Oh boy. This is getting crazy, folks. All right. Back to those overhead extensions. Getting the heel in. Looping it around. Whoa. All right. Getting in position. Abs engaged. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. Man, oh man. Really feeling it now. Only one more of those. Upper body is quite pumped now. Whew. We are getting close to the end though. Once we complete this final round of our superset, we only have one more exercise left. It is going to be a combo one, kind of combining two of them. We're just going to treat it as one exercise. 3 rounds of 30 on, 30 off for a finisher. All right, I think it's time. Crank out this last one. What's one more? This will be tough. We got this. Dig deep. And if you notice, say that first set you were able to get all 10. The second set, say you're only able to get 8 repetitions of the push-up. Feel free to go into an easier modification. I always want you guys to use good quality, clean form over trying to squeak out those last few reps with improper form and potentially injuring yourself. So do what you are capable of. Final set right here. Let's do it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh man, that was hard. Ooh, I'm glad we're done with those push-ups. Last one of the overhead extension. Ooh. Okay, show you guys front view this time. So slightly forward, chest is tall, abs are engaged. Coming overhead, keeping the elbows in as best you can. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wow, that is no joke. Okay, let's rest. Like I said, only one more thing, and that will be it for today. Whew. So folks, make sure if you're doing this on your own, you have an interval timer set to 30 on, 30 off. But of course, feel free to follow along with me. All you guys need is this band right here. Selecting a band, if you have a lighter band, that would actually be preferable. These ones get pretty challenging. So selecting a band that works for you. Let's show you what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a front raise to band pull apart. So we did the band pull aparts earlier. They're these guys right here. We're now going to be incorporating banded front raise into a pull apart. So we're having a round where you would grab for your normal band pull aparts. We're going to start off by stepping on about how we would with those overhead presses or band curls. We're going to front raise forward, pulling apart till it touches our chest, coming back to that front raise position and back down. If you have shoulder injuries, this might be a little bit challenging for you. So what you can do is just do the band pull aparts. Actually, I would actually just encourage you to do the band pull aparts. That would feel much better on your shoulders compared to incorporating this front raise in there, because that does get mighty challenging. So if you are feeling shoulder aggravations, I would encourage you just to do these band pull aparts, and this will be a mighty good shoulder burn nonetheless, doing this 30 on and 30 off. For those that this feels good for, feel free to follow along with me with the front raise to pull apart. Again, we're going 30 on, 30 off. Just get as many clean reps like we usually do. I'm going to start my timer. We got 5 seconds. Get ready and begin. So front raise, pulling apart, and back down. Keep your abs engaged, chest tall, stand up tall the whole time. Alright, that does get mighty challenging, you guys. Woo. So if this is too challenging with the band you're currently using, it's probably because of that front raise. That front raise puts, it is quite challenging, puts a good amount of strain on your shoulders. So feel free just to do those pull aparts if your band is too challenging. Let's get ready. 3 seconds. All right, here we go. One more. All right. Man, those are getting hard. I might have to go back to just doing pull aparts for this last one. That is okay. Just do what you can. Nice clean reps. All right. Only one more, folks. Let's dig deep. And as always, let's finish strong. 5 seconds. Here we go, final thing. All right, I'm going just to pull apart to finish this off. Stay in control. And that is it. I'm sweating my buns off, even with that air conditioner right there. This is a crazy one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys got a wicked arm pump. Stay tuned for another fun one. See you guys tomorrow.